Hi, my name is Lauren Tracy.
And I'm Michaela McFadden.
We are members of the LAOH Division 10, and we were two of the first recipients of the Billy Briggs Memorial Scholarship, and now we are Billy Briggs Memorial Scholarship committee members.
We are also committee members of Gael Scoil. Today we're going to talk about the Billy Briggs Memorial Scholarship and how it was founded.
Irish Billy Briggs was born and raised in Bordentown, New Jersey. In high school, he had a project where he had to find out where his ancestors were from. He found out he was Irish, and the rest was history. Billy was the owner of the Tiernanog in Trenton, New Jersey, which opened its doors in 1991. Billy and other members of our community came together and founded the Ancient Order of Hibernians, Joe Cahill, Division 10. Billy had a great passion for not only Ireland, but as well as the Irish people. Sadly, in 2008, Billy passed away, but his legacy definitely lives on.
To keep his legacy and love for Ireland going, in 2009, members from the AOH Division 10 started a scholarship in Billy's name, the Billy Briggs Memorial Scholarship. In the picture below, it is the first recipients that went in 2010, starting from left to right: Allison, myself, Michaela, Lauren, Rosie, and Riona. This scholarship provides a once-in-a-lifetime educational opportunity for students ages 15 to 17 in the Mercer County area. It is designed for students who are interested in exploring, enhancing, and celebrating their Irish culture.
This program takes place at Cláiste Gael, which is an Irish cultural college in Donegal, Ireland. It is an immersion program, so we leave Jersey, head to Donegal, and we are there. Everything we do is based around the Irish culture. We speak the Irish language the entire time that we are there, eat Irish food, Irish sports, song, everything. It is such a unique opportunity because we are the only Americans that go to the college. Since the existence of the scholarship, we have sent over 20 students, and we were the first ones. It really is, it sounds cliche, but such a once-in-a-lifetime amazing opportunity. We have met so many different people, and we have stayed close friends with a lot of them. It has been 10 years since we have won the scholarship, and we still see our friends every time we go to Ireland and anytime that they come here.
Oh, it's a really cool thing about the scholarship. If you look at the top right picture with them in wetsuits and the surfboards, they offer something called Sport Ishka, which is water sports. So you get to surf on the coast of Ireland, go cliff jumping, and it is an amazing, amazing experience. And we are so thankful for everyone who has kept this scholarship going.
So if you know anyone ages 15 to 17 in the Mercer County area, or you yourself, head over to our Facebook, give us a like, and make sure you're following us. We have lots of new news coming. Unfortunately, due to COVID, everything is a little crazy right now, but once life is a little bit back to normal, so should the scholarship. So we just wanted to give you a little bit about Billy Briggs and the scholarship, but if you have any questions, feel free to message us on Facebook. Our email is there. But yeah, thank you for everything. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Slán.
Jiri Bakarja is Riona, agus is Airnach me. Hello everyone, my name's Riona and I am Irish. I've been asked to put together a little video for you today just to share some fun facts and information with you about Ireland that maybe you haven't heard before. So hopefully you find some of it interesting. First of all, I will tell you a little bit about myself. So as I mentioned, my name is Riona. You can see the spelling of my name on the slide. It's quite interesting. A lot of people mispronounce it when they first see it because it is an Irish language name. It's a Gaelic name, so it's spelt in Irish. It's not spelt in English, so that's why it can be a little bit confusing, but it's Riona. I am from Strabane, which is in County Tyrone in the northwest of Ireland. You can see it on the map and it's marked with the little star there. It's right on the border between Donegal and Derry and Tyrone. I have since moved abroad. I now live in Qatar in the Middle East. I'm a teacher and I can speak Irish. One interesting thing about me is that I was the first ever Irish recipient of the Billy Briggs Memorial Scholarship. So in the very first year of the scholarship, sending American students to Ireland to attend the Gaeltacht College back in 2010, I was so lucky to be chosen to be the Irish recipient of the scholarship. So I had a full scholarship to attend the Gaeltacht in Donegal, where I met with some people you might recognise in the next photos. So here's a photo from back in 2010 of myself and Alison and Michaela and Lauren in Bonaninver Gaeltacht in County Donegal, where we went for 3 weeks to learn Irish and had so much fun. I would really recommend applying for the scholarship if you're thinking about it. And the photo on the right is a picture of me last year in 2020, so 10 years between these two photos, back in the same place in County Donegal. As many of you know, the Irish are all around the world, including the United States of America. Approximately 70 to 80 million people around the world claim Irish ancestry. The current population is around 7 million in Ireland, so many million more claim Irish ancestry. This is due to many factors, long history of emigration in Ireland's history, which has continued to the present day. So currently there's 70 to 80,000 Irish born people are currently living and working in other countries. The most common countries that people move to at the moment are the US, Australia, Canada, the United Kingdom and the United Arab Emirates. Those are just a few, and there are loads of other examples. There are over 700 societies and organisations listed in the Irish government's Global Irish document. As I mentioned, I'm now living in Qatar in the Middle East. We have a very vibrant Irish community here. We have a Qatar Irish Society, which organises and hosts events and mixers for Irish people who live here and helps people to connect with other people from Ireland. We also have the GAA, Oryx na HÉireann, Qatar GAA. So we compete against other teams, other Gaelic football and hurling teams around the Middle East. We travel to places like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, to name a few. You can see a picture here of the National Museum of Qatar lit up in green for St. Patrick's Day. Another cool fact about Ireland is that it has the longest coastal drive route in the world, so longer than any other coastal drive in the world. It starts way up in the north of the country in County Donegal and goes all the way down the west coast, down around Galway and the Cliffs of Moher, and right down to the bottom of the country in Kerry and Cork. It's 2,500 kilometres long. It goes all the way from Donegal to Cork, and along that coastal road you can see many cliffs, rock formations, beautiful beaches and really amazing scenery. Here's quite a cool fact that flavoured crisps, or chips as you might know them in the States, were actually invented in Ireland. So the next time you are enjoying your favourite bag of chips, just remember that the inventor of the mechanisms that put the flavours onto chips or crisps, they invented it in Ireland. So Tayto are probably the best known crisps in Ireland, my favourite. And these were invented by a man called Joe Spud Murphy in 1954. Now in Ireland, spud is slang for potato. So he invented the first flavoured crisp production process. So he figured out how to get the seasoning or the flavour onto the chips as they're being processed in the factory. The first two flavours were cheese and onion and salt and vinegar. Now this is quite an interesting photo here on the right. you can see that there are two different packets. This is because the branding for Tayto crisps is actually different in the north of Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. You might be aware that the north of Ireland is currently governed by the United Kingdom. So the branding for Tayto crisps or chips is different in the north than what it is in the Republic of Ireland. Fun fact. Did you know that the ball in the ball drop at Times Square on New Year's Eve is Irish? So the ball is covered with a total of 2,688 Waterford crystal triangles. These are all different sizes and they all fit together to make this amazing crystal ball that we see dropping every New Year's Eve. Did you know that Phoenix Park in Dublin is twice the size of Central Park in New York? So Phoenix Park in Dublin covers an area of 7.07 kilometres squared, whereas Central Park in New York only covers 3.14 kilometres squared. Now in Phoenix Park in Dublin, you'll find many interesting things, such as Dublin Zoo and also Áras an Uachtaráin, and that means the presidential residence. So it's where the President of Ireland will live during his term of office. And you can see pictured here the current President of Ireland, who is Michael D. Higgins, and his two beautiful dogs there. And to the right of that picture, you can see that it's the address that a child has written him a letter, and it says Michael D. Higgins, Áras an Uachtaráin, near Dublin Zoo, Phoenix Park, Dublin, Ireland. Now that's quite interesting because the postal service in Ireland is known as An Post. Now they're quite well known for actually delivering letters which have unconventional addresses on them. I have a few more examples here. So they once delivered a letter which was addressed to your man Henderson, the boy with the glasses who's doing a PhD up at Queen's in Belfast, Buncrana, County Donegal. Surprise, surprise, An Post delivered it to the correct person. Another example, Mr. Sean Hussey, the singer, Longford, don't know his full address, only that he sings like Neil Diamond. Just heard him on Shannonside today. Surprise, surprise, An Post once again delivered the letter to the correct person. So it really is amazing. Ireland is such a friendly place that has everyone in the towns have so many connections with each other that people tend to know a lot about each other, and the postal service can pretty much figure out who the letter is supposed to be intended for. Another interesting fact is that major companies in the past few years have made Ireland their home in the EU. Companies such as Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Apple and Twitter, to name but a few. Ireland is really lucky in that we've got such a young population. Not only a young population, but also becoming a really highly skilled population. So it's no wonder, it's no surprise that all the big tech companies are seeking out that talent in Ireland, newly graduated people who are ready and qualified to do the work that they need to do. Did you know that Halloween actually originates in Ireland? So Halloween was originally a pagan ancient Irish festival called Samhain, and it marked the end of summer and the beginning of a new year. A few traditions that we still do today actually have their roots back in ancient Ireland. So you can see some children dressed up here in Halloween costumes. This is actually a tradition that goes way back to ancient Ireland, when people would put on costumes and dress up in funny ways to kind of keep away bad spirits or scare them away. So Samhain was seen as the end of summer, but it was also the beginning of a new year. And on this day, it was the one day of the year when people believed that spirits could walk the earth, and that's where Halloween gets that sort of spooky, scary vibe from. So you can see here pictured a Halloween bonfire with a crowd of people around it. This also traces back to ancient Irish times. The community in small places and towns and villages and little gatherings would gather together as a community, and they would light a fire, and they believed that this would keep away any bad fortune for the following year and keep away any evil spirits on that night. You can also see here a carved pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern. Now, this traces back as well to Ireland. However, when this first began in Ireland, people would have used a turnip, so they would have carved out the turnip like we do with pumpkins today. However, when many Irish people emigrated to America, they realized that they didn't have turnips there. They weren't so readily available. So what they had instead were pumpkins, and pumpkins were very readily available, especially, you know, in the Pennsylvania area. They were quite a normal crop to grow at that time of the year. So they carried on the tradition, but instead used a pumpkin instead of a turnip. Did you know that 9% of the population of Ireland has red hair? And that is the most of any country in the world. So that's compared with 1 to 2% globally, and it's actually the rarest hair color in the world, so, you know, pretty special. And you can see here, this is a picture of myself in the middle and my two sisters and my brother, and all four of us actually have red hair. So we make up part of that 9% of the population. That's everything that I have to share with you today. I hope that you found it interesting. I really hope that you maybe learned something, or you found something interesting that you want to go and investigate a little bit more. Thank you so much for watching, and I want to wish all of you a very happy St. Patrick's Day. Slán!